I live in a world that somehow seems so strange. It often seems like compassion and understanding are far too out of range. How did humanity become so disconnected that we cannot recognize each other? Have we become so self-centered that we can't find a way to love one another? We'll spend millions of dollars to resurrect a building, but next to nothing to save a life. Ignore the fact that our innocence is being raped at the point of a knife. Walk by the fallen as if they are invisible, lying on our streets. Wait for the Grim Reaper to come and push the button to delete. How did we become so unaffected by the injustices in our world? Believe we should die for the sake of a flag that's been unfurled. So fixated on our differences we can no longer see our common roots. So we march over our brothers and sisters in our uniforms and our combat boots. Ignoring the faces of sobbing children who only want the safety we give to ours. Who become witnesses to so much bloodshed that their innocence just sours. Where will our inhumanity finally take us, our planet raped into extinction, while the greedy dig a hole to bury their righteous indignation? Our leaders assuring us that their decisions are for the greater good, but they're really all about making a buck as if that's all they ever should. The push against those we call the immigrants like somehow we are, and who gave anyone the right to claim ownership like somehow we are sure? So insistent of what is ours like there is no heartbeat to our planet. Well, we're so busy starting wars, so we take the flames of war and fan it. Wearing our team sweaters and focused on beating the other team. Like competition is the only thing that matters and not the places we have been. It's all about our image and not compassion for each other. While we continue to rape our planet even though she is our mother. How far down the path of self-destruction do we really want to venture? Will we dig up our worst histories to reenact those enslaved and those indentured? How many more acts of violence will we condone short of eliminating another race? The imaginary distinction that we make towards others who all wear our human face. Forever repeating the sins of yesterday so one more generation will wear the stain. For all the lives that we have taken and all the transgenerational pain. No chance for people to recover because the prejudice and hate are reenacted. And yet still we them what's the problem as if they should have never been impacted. Like we are the only ones who have the right to ever feel that we've been wronged. And our dreams are the only important ones for which anyone has longed. A level of self-centeredness that goes beyond whatever could have been expected. Ignoring all the needs of our brothers and sisters who have forever been rejected. But somehow we're the civilized ones, like rape and plunder is the measure. While we engage in unspeakable acts for nothing more than our pleasure. Children raised in an atmosphere that destroys the innocence of their birth. While we bury our ugliness and deceit deep within our earth, poisoning the soil so that nothing good can ever grow, never pay took in all we owe, until the earth lays empty and barren while we search for another place. Under the guise of exploration, we disguise our own disgrace, believing nature will just accept the wrong we've done and what we've took. But the effects of climate change are all around us if we just take a closer look. Are we seeing natural disasters, or is our planet fed up with us? We are the ones that created the wounds. Are we now nothing but the pus? Are we the infection in the sore that needs an immediate amputation? Are we the error in this earth's mathematical computation? Is she trying to shake us loose, the parasites that we've finally become? Are we nothing but the killers of our planet, and is that our final sum? Evolution has done little to bring us closer to our creator, yet still we march around with all our pomp thinking we are somehow greater. What will it finally take to eventually bring us to our knees? Will we ever reach a point where all of our humanity finally sees that we have gone far enough in our constant pursuit of greed, that there isn't a starving mouth that our resources couldn't feed, that we must expunge the greedy takers before they plunge us into hell, before they take us to the brink where there is nothing left to sell, where we have finally sold our souls to the devil, our signatures signed in blood, and everything we